Welcome back to another episode of Freedom Finance with Lanny, guys. And we're going to come back with another episode featuring two of my favorite ETFs. And we're going to pit them against each other. We're going to start with kind of the stock price performance. We're going to look at dividend growth. We're going to see which ETF comes out with the most points, which ETF wins. If you guys don't remember, I did do this with Vanguard's VYM and Chuck Schwab's SCHD a few weeks back. Definitely check out that video. But today we're going to feature two different ETFs, or at least one of the same ETFs, but a secondary challenger to VYM today, guys. So get your favorite beverage, get your coffee, get your beer, get your liquor, get your wine, because you're Italian on Sundays, baby. And let's dive in to see which one has been the better performing ETF. Let's get it. So if you guys recall, I've been investing in Vanguard's ETFs. I've got the trifecta, you betcha, Vanguard's high dividend yield ETF VYM that I've been purchasing, since July of 2020. We're coming up on 4 years. I've been buying them every single week, guys. And I also invest every single day into Vanguard's S&P 500 VOO and Vanguard's Dividend Appreciation ETF, VIG. Now, VIG is kind of the best of both worlds. You get a little bit higher yield than the S&P 500's VOO. And you also, though, get a little bit better overall growth, better overall total return than VYM, albeit slightly lower yield. But the growth and return compares decent to the S&P 500 or Vanguard's, VOO. So if you guys remember, I put, Chuck Schwab's SCHD versus VYM to see how the performance has been since July of 2020. I wanted to look at, since I've been investing in VYM, who's actually the winner here. If you guys remember, SCHD won with it's an 8-point system based on each period's performance. July to December of 20, December of 20 to December of 21, December of 21 to December of 22, December of 22 through December of 23. SCHD won with 5 points to 3 points. The other metric that we compare is the dividend growth as well along those same time periods. So SCHD took the trophy there with 5 to 3, and I think lets a little hint, like we'll have to see kind of what the next few quarters look like here in 2024 to see which ETF might be the clear overall winner there. But I wanted to put another match together, another wrestling match together. No, we're not talking, the Robert De Niro versus Joe Pesci. Let me know which one of those is your favorite mafia, guys. But we're going to pit, Vanguard's VYM, but this time to one of my daily Vanguard ETFs that I've been buying. We're going to put them in the ring with VIG. So we're going to compare VYM and VIG on the price performance since July of 2020, as well as what the dividend growth has been like since July of 2020. So we're going to still score on 8 different points. And then we'll have to see which one is and has been the better ETF, guys. So this will be very fun, very exciting to see. Now we'll start though. VYM's got over 400 stocks, kind of like your safe, dividend paying, dividend growing stocks. And, just to name a few, you've got Broadcom, JP Morgan, Johnson & Johnson, AbbVie, Exxon, Chevron, Walmart, Merck, Home Depot, and Procter & Gamble. So that's kind of their top 10. Now, VIG has about 300 plus holdings, so about 100 or so less holdings than VYM, still a fairly diversified ETF. And they have the likes of Microsoft and Apple in there, some higher dividend growth companies and growth stocks in general. But they also have JP Morgan, Broadcom. They also throw in a little bit of United Health and Visa. They really have some strong dividend growth rates. Then they also have ExxonMobil, Johnson & Johnson, MasterCard, another high dividend grower, and Procter & Gamble. So we're going to look at the performance here between the two ETFs. We're going to start with the price performance We're going to look at July now of 2020. We're going to go quickly through this through December of 2020. So to start things off here, Vanguard's VYM from July of 2020 to the end of that year went up, if you guys remember, 17%. Wow, balmy, right? Well, Vanguard's VIG actually performed from $117 to $132, only 13%. So actually, Vanguard's VYM won that last 6 months of 2020 during the pandemic, which is a shocker to me. So we'll have to really see here. But let's get into 2021 on the stock price performance, guys. On that price performance, VYM ended the year at 112.11. If you guys remember, that's a 23% total return for VYM in 2021. Real solid. You got to feel real good about that. The VIG said, I can beat that. I can one up that. They finished the year off finishing 30% up in 2021, finishing the year off at 171.55, pretty much going up almost $40 a share in 2021. Now, 2022 is probably a different story. You remember the year that the stock market dropped, the year that was a bad overall year. Vanguard's VYM, if you guys remember, in 2022 finished down 3.5%. They finished down 3.5%, definitely crushed the S&P 500. VIG finished down 11.5%. So VYM actually won that period as well for 2022. They finished down less than VIG finished down. So, and VIG performed a little bit better than the S&P 500 in 2022. So just get ready for that third video on this, guys. But VYM here, 2023, how did everybody do? The market, ballooned up, 24% return, right, on the overall S&P 500. Well, Vanguard's VYM in 2022, again, finished only up 3% for the year, whereas Vanguard's Dividend Appreciation ETF, VIG, finished up 12.22%. Not as much as the S&P 500, but you're almost looking at 4 times what VYM did from a price point. So you think about it, VYM won that last 6 months of 2020, and they won 2022. VIG won 2021 and 2023. So right now we're even 2 points apiece. Let's get into the dividend growth. That's why we're here. That's why we're passive income investors. That's why I'm a passive income investor. I want my income to grow hard and fast. So VYM over that 6 month stretch, actually their dividend went down about 1.7%, trailing 12 months. Now VIG's actually went up 3%. So there's another point for VIG from July of 2020 to December of 2020. Now let's get the full clean year. 2021, did Vanguard's VYM beat VIG? Well, they did not. VYM went up 6.5% on the dividend. A dividend growth rate of 6.5% to me is rock solid. However, VIG started flexing that muscle, big pop-up pump style. And remember, VYM up 6.5%. VIG up 15.8% in 2021 on their trailing 12-month dividend compared to 2020. That is awesome. So point there again to VIG. So now the scale's tipped 4 points to 2 points. Right now, VIG is dominating. Let's get to 2022. Now, if you guys remember, VYM outperformed on the stock price. What about dividend growth? VYM still came in with a 5% growth rate in 2022. Well, VIG says, I'm going to 2x that, and I'm up 11.74%. Another point to VIG, 5 to 2. Do we get a 5 to 3 again like we did with SCHD VYM, or can Vanguard VIG take this last point and get to 6 to 2? So how did the dividend growth rates look like in 2023? Well, VYM's up 7%, 6.96%, precisely there. So VIG though, man, came in, went over the top and says, I see your 6.96%, but I'm going to give you 7.93%, another point higher than VYM. VIG gets another point, 6 points to 2. VIG is the winner. Now, the overall return over that time period, VYM was 42% on the stock price. VIG was 45.39%, so up a few percent there. Dividend growth wise, VYM's dividend has been up about closer to 18%, whereas VIG's dividend is up over 44%, guys. So VIG, now hopefully you guys can understand why I buy VIG every single day. It gives me a better return, maybe some better growth, sacrificing a little bit on the current yield that the VYM provides, but it definitely packs the dividend growth punch, guys. Let me know what you thought, though, of this video. Are you guys ready for a third round of this? Who do you want to see? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. Definitely like this channel, guys. Show some support for your boy Lanny here. This was Freedom Finance, and I'll catch you on the next one.